Welcome into another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and on this episode, we'll take a look at Florida's offense versus Tennessee's defense. This game was a wild one, featuring all of the most typical and frustrating Billy Napier decisions, play calls, timing, etc., in high leverage moments that largely cost Florida the ability to score more points and ultimately probably caused them to lose the football game. I was in Knoxville for this game. It was an excellent atmosphere, especially as the game moved into the second half. And obviously there's a lot to cover. I'm going to go through too many plays. I'm going to try to zip through as many as I can because there's a lot of interesting stuff that did occur in this game. And Florida did move the ball pretty well into Tennessee territory consistently before eventually running into trouble. As always, if you like this content, sub to this channel, follow us on social media. Drop us a dono on Patreon, where you can support our efforts to bring you more of this type of content. And check out our podcast, where weekly we bring you in-depth analysis on the Gators. Now, coming into this game, Florida had a disadvantage almost across the board versus Tennessee's defense. But Tennessee's defense was struggling with what you're going to call the 0 to 10 yard passing game. So short passes, which Florida likes to run mainly behind the line of scrimmage, and also short passing was in fact something they had been struggling with. So there was a sliver of hope for Florida to be able to move the ball using Billy's typical game plan. I don't think you're going to see a lot in this game on film that you haven't already seen already many times. It's just that sometimes Billy's game plan lines up with the opponent and it works out well enough, which it did in this game, minus, of course, the red zone gaffes. Let's start out with 1st and 10. We had mentioned on the pod that Florida did not want to go right here at 3. Let's not go at 3. Let's not go McCoy. He's their best corner. Advanced stats-wise, he's been doing an excellent job. He's their Jason Marshall, if you will. But largely anyone else, for the most part, was available to go at the corner or safety position. And right away, Florida's going to like to do this with a slant route here up top. Now, you're going to notice for Tennessee, they're going to come out here. 7 men in the box, right? Florida's going to come out in what they played the majority of the game in, which is 12 personnel. This is Billy's preferred offense, 2 tight ends, 12 personnel. And then here is Trey. So you're going to see a lot of Tennessee playing neutral boxes, a lot of 6-man boxes. They were trying to protect, I think, themselves with an extra man in the back, and then also believe their front 4 was strong enough to not have to load the box against Florida until the look dictated it. So you'll be seeing that on a variety of plays as well. So 1st down and 10, and here we go. Let's roll the film. Slant route here. Nice inside release and win by Badger. Gets separation. Good pocket here for Mertz. This is what you want to see. Nice window to put the ball into. Safety backing off. Easy throw. Easy opener. Get your quarterback into it. Boom. Right there. 1st down. Nice start from Florida. Nice win. Attack the right guy, right? Football, at least for me, is a numbers game. It's a matchup game, and then it's a play design game. How do I maximally punish the opposing team? By running a play that takes advantage of their defense and their personnel and the players on the field individually to the maximum. We'll see how often that happens in this game, which, of course, spoiler alert, it's not going to be that often. As Billy Napier's offense, more of a Swiss Army knife. It's going to run plays. Those plays are going to work or not work, and you're going to seemingly run them regardless of who is lined up against you or what the look even may be, even though we know that Billy gives Mertz the full opportunity at the line to change the play and do everything else. We don't see a lot of evidence that's actually what the offense does. Here's a good example of why you run motion as Florida sets this play up. We're going to start in one look. This happened on almost every single play. Totally switch the formation. We're still going to play in a telephone booth, of course, as Florida likes to do right here. Keep this in a telephone booth. Keep it nice and narrow. We don't want to spread things out. We don't want to give our playmakers space. We want to play as tight as possible. Keep 2 tight ends in there and play a game of old school football right in this booth right here. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that a lot in this game. We're going to do it right here. Now, what's going to happen nicely here is Tennessee is going to blow their assignment and give Florida exactly what they want, which, yep, you guessed it, is a nice hitch route right here. That's definitely what Florida and Napier are going to want as much as possible. And they're going to get it. Again, Tennessee struggles with this distance. They overplay deep, make a mistake, and a 1st down leads to a 1st down. So Florida off to the races here. 2 plays, 2 1st downs via the passing game. A promising start for the Gators. 1st and 10 now for Florida. They've yet to run the ball. Tennessee, though, 9 in the box for Florida, 7 in the box for Tennessee. Still too high. Trusting their front four not feeling like they need to bring someone else into the box right now. They want to see if Florida can run against their base defense. And if so, they believe that's going to give them the advantage. On this play, they're going to be right. Florida is going to try to hit a zone run here, and we're going to lose that battle. As you're going to see both Damian George, the Alabama transfer, number 70 here, get beat, as well as Najee Harris, number 77 here, as well as Hayden Hansen, who's going to slide off on the tight end and then get beat here. So this is going to get denied. We're going to bounce here, and Hansen's going to get bowling balled in to the play to Montrell here, and this is not going to work out well for Florida. So the four-man front's going to do their job pretty much by themselves, and if we run through this, let's stop right here. It's a good sign on defense when you have all four of your front four a yard plus into the line of scrimmage already, and here, again, is where Florida is trying to go. This hole is not going to be there. Look at these helmets right here. I've got two in the gap, a third coming. They are all over this play, and now we're going to get a bowling ball knocked down here for a spare pickup as we roll through here on the edge, and there it is. We're going to shove the smaller tight end off right into Montrell, and that's going to make the tackle essentially for him. So a TFL right there from Tennessee. 7 versus 9. That's what they expect to have happen versus Florida, and it happens here on 1st and 10 early on. 3rd and 11 here. Florida's going to motion over Badger, which is going to create the matchup they want. It's going to slide the best defender they have, McCoy, number 3 here, get the matchup Badger versus a safety. Now, right away, if you're Mertz, you've got to think this is where you need to look first. Of course, you can get a dropping linebacker or a hook defender right in here with a hook defender or the apex defender. Either one of those guys can slide in and take this away, but you want to read that first. This is the matchup you want. They're showing that they may bring pressure right here, and if they do, this is what you're looking for, right? But you have to let this develop. It's 3rd down and 11. You've got to make a primary read high to low. One thing we've said about Mertz on film a lot is he does not often go to the high read at all. He simply goes straight into the low read, especially if he feels any kind of pressure. And here is Tennessee not bringing pressure. Tennessee just brings 4. Now we're going to drop back. Like we mentioned, he's going to sink. Here comes your hook defender sinking into the zone. And let's watch how this plays out for Mertz. He's going to read the safety here, open up like we talked about, see what your lane is, and let's see what Badger offers us here. Let this play out some. There's your hook defender reading eyes, He now sees that Mertz is already down here on his very short hitch, right? So if you're Mertz, what you want to do is you want to move this linebacker with your eyes. You see they sink back. You don't have pressure. You got to trust your O-line. You want to look here and then get to your look, right? You want to get to your look. You want to trust your read and get to your look. He's going to buzz over here to the flat. He's going to sink back. Trust your pre-snap read. Trust that they're in cover 3 and make this throw, right? Instead, he's going to settle right away on his opener. Hey, he's a hit defender. He's a hook defender. I'm going to take my check down. You just have too many yards. It's what Tennessee wants you to do. You've got to let this play out. And again, right here, setting, throwing. You can imagine a different world where right here, right foot hits, and he then snaps his head around, and he's going to have a hitch route right here. He's going to move the linebacker, move the safety, have a window, take a first down. But again, this is something we don't see Mertz put on film. He's just not comfortable doing it, and he's already decided immediately with good protection. He's got time, good protection. This play has not even begun to develop. Badger is only 6 yards downfield. And Mertz is already letting this ball go for a for sure, right? In almost all scenarios there, stop short of the first down marker. And of course, if you're noticing over here, we've got a hitch, and a hitch, and a hitch, and a hitch. I know, you're all surprised. That's going to be a stop for Tennessee on 3rd and 11. Florida not going to get the job done here on the first drive. 2nd and 3 now. Florida's going to run one of their favorite plays. We see this in the red zone a lot. We also see it at this part of the field. But we're going to essentially send 2 crossers, except we're going to bring DK, who I think has become Florida's best receiver. He's a 5-tool receiver blocker, also a great punt returner, great route runner, super dependable. He's going to run a really nice route here, come underneath and steepen it up some to give the easiest target for Mertz. Mertz is never going to look his way. He's going to lock onto Badger the entire time. And again, I've seen this with Mertz too often for a guy of his skill level. If I'm breaking down film with Mertz, it's like, look, you've got to soft read this with your eyes right here. It's essentially a mesh concept that you should be able to see and then find the grass and take the for sure play. He has DK here very open. You're going to see his trail defender right here stick with him. It's going to be a big gain. He's not even going to look that way. Let's roll the film and see what I'm talking about right here. There's your play fake. We're going to pause it right here. DK now has a trail defender here. DK is going to take him vertical, then flatten across. Badger is coming on this route. He should be able to read this. You got to trust your protection. That's tough to do if you're playing for Florida. I get it. But you got to read this window right here. You want to stick on this window, see the flashes of orange, and if you've got space and there's no flash of orange down here, right, take your space. All what should be in your read window, and he's going to fade back, and you can kind of see very quickly here, he's already decided. Right here, he's already decided, I am only going to Badger. It's already decided. I don't care what DK is doing. Now DK is going to come wide open right there on your screen. He's only going to be more open. He's got a trail defender about 3 yards behind him, high and off, but he's already committed. He's committed here. He's going here. It's a much harder throw as well. He has an easier throw to the right than left here. A little fadeaway action. And, you know, he's got a spot here, right? I don't hate trying this. Of course, what's tough is you are doing this yet again against Tennessee's best defender. That's number 3. So pre-snap, you see that 3's on him. He has a window here, and he just misses this. So I'm not showing this play to say, hey, I hate that throw, but that is a really tough throw. He had DK against a lesser defender wide open for a chunk play. You can hit this throw, and this is going to be a great play, and I'm going to compliment you. But the better play is underneath, and it's a 2-route mesh read. You got to stick that in games like these. This is, again, I like the fact that he almost hits this, but matchup-wise for Florida, this is the last guy you want to continually go against. Not that you can't challenge the best player on someone else's team, but Tennessee's vulnerable in the back end. They're least vulnerable with McCoy, and Florida went after him seemingly all day, as you're going to see on this film review. Early on, you're going to see a couple of tendencies here on this 3rd down and 3 play call from Tennessee. Let's look at how they're defending it first. Florida again playing telephone booth football, as we love to do under Napier right here. Everybody within, about 12 yards of each other. Tennessee, though, still trusting their front 4. Take a look at how far away they are off the ball on 3rd and 3. They don't feel a need to load up the box in here. They're going to let whatever develops develop, and they're going to be wise to do so here as Florida's going to run a play that I'm sure you've never seen before at any given time. You've never seen this play. You've never seen us motion Trey over, and you've certainly never seen us attempt to do what we've done a million times on film, which is this flat route here, this inside route here. Let's roll that. There you go. This is one of the most common plays Florida runs, and again, it's 3rd down and 3. And one reason why Billy's offense drives me absolutely crazy is 3rd down and 3. It's like we're not allowed to go any further than 4 or 5 yards. Like continuously over and over again. It's all that we do. He did it at Louisiana as well. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. It makes it so easy on defense to stop this stuff. It's absurd. But here we are again, each and every week. If I'm seeing this, that opposing coaches are obviously seeing this because it's their job, right? I'm just doing this as a hobbyist. But it's here. It's always here. It's right here every time. And Tennessee, of course, is aware of this. Not surprising them, right? They're all over this. Not going to be there. And Mertz says, well, where do I go? Well, you're going to go nowhere. They're all over that play. Good decision by Mertz here to say, great, I don't have anything. This play is dead. I probably thought it was going to be dead. Let me take off and pick up the 1st down. So nice veteran quarterback in there by Mertz. He definitely earned that one. And Florida on the move here, on their 2nd drive. Here's a look at the end zone cam, just so you can see how well Tennessee's going to cover this right here. I mean, are they surprised? You tell me. Where do you go if you're the quarterback here? What ball do you like? Where do you want to go? You want to run it. Exactly right. Right at the middle. Take your gain. Signal your 1st down. Carry on to the next play where we've got 2nd down and 8. Well-designed run play here from Billy on 2nd and 8. Orbit motion. We know that Tennessee has been following Trey pretty continuously. We're going to send the H-back with him. General rule in football, follow the H-back, follow the ball. Billy's going to use that to his advantage. Then we're going to zone this up right in here to create a nice lane after we get the action going this way, H-back going this way, make it look like we're going to go this way, but in reality, we're coming right through the A right over here. Nice play design. It's going to work right here. Is Jaden Ball. There's your gap. There's your hold. There we go. Let me rewind this here, give you one quick slow-mo view so you can see what happens on this cutback. Look at the blocks. Look what we've got set up right here. Set this up perfectly. Seal here. Misdirection has worked over here. We've got eyes here, creating the window that we want. And then Jaden Ball is going to put the foot in the ground and burst right through on 2nd down and 8, picking up a nice gain there for the Gators. 3rd and 1. Florida's not great with QB sneaks with Mertz under there, but they do them. And when they do them, you largely know they're doing them because we go under center, and we almost never run anything else out of center. Almost never. So, of course, Tennessee knows we're going to run one here. But look, Tennessee actually doesn't care. Very interesting defense here. If I was doing a Tennessee pod, this would bother me greatly. Florida's not a good running team. We're under center. You can bet your bottom dollar that's what's going to happen. But Tennessee's content to play very soft. I would call this unserious. This goes back to my previous reviews of Florida's defense saying, well, you're just going to give them the first down here. You're content to do it. And Florida still has to work pretty hard to get Graham Mertz across for that first down, but they do. And again, Tennessee just gives it to them there. So good work by Florida with the quick huddle there. But also, if you're a Tennessee fan and you're watching this, of course, same questions Florida fans have in those scenarios is why are you willing to just give a team a first down on 3rd down and 1, especially when they do something they don't normally do, which largely means quarterback sneak. But keep that in mind for later when Florida gets on the goal line and does not score on the quarterback sneak. And that play largely changes the game. Florida going to run a tight bunch here, one of their favorite formations. This can be a really good formation. I think Florida underutilizes its ability to create quality passes off it. Of course, the Rams really utilized this offense with Sean McVay back when they were a complete team. At any rate, this is nice because are we going to run or are we going to pass out of this, right? And obviously, you're forcing a team to play in the phone booth. You're putting 10 guys in the box. Tennessee, though, has the luxury of not having to worry about that. Bare front here with 5 guys. We're still playing good either way. Good against the run, good against the pass because we trust our ability to win, especially against non-traditional blockers here for Florida and tight ends and receivers. And we're comfortable here, right? We're not worried about this. On top of that, we're going to play Florida's tendencies because we know that Florida in this case thinks, hey, if they're going to play the run, because it looks like we got 10 in the box, I'm going to probably want to run a slant route because we love slant routes and it's 1st down and 10. Take a look at how Tennessee attempts to address this. You're going to see this throughout the game. We're going to drop the end right there, drop the end right into the slant window. They're going to bait this for a robber and hope that when he turns his head around, he's going to give them a nice little treat, which, of course, Florida's not going to do because Billy's like, hey, I see you got 9 guys, not in the box. I'm used to seeing that. Perhaps I can actually take advantage of a team that is not loading the box and is attempting to stay safe against the pass. And there's your run. And the answer is no, not on that play. Tennessee's front 4 holding up again here. Florida gains a minimal gain, bringing up 2nd down. A Billy staple is going to hit right here, his favorite concept, or at least one of them. This is going to be the rollout right shallow flood here, but let's look at the design. Move Boardingham over. That's going to get the defense on the right side, only to then set up what looks like, it's a nice call here, a zone block to the left. Here we go. Everything's set up this way. Zone block to the left, and then we're just going to try to sneak out here away from the flood, sneak out away from the flood, or underneath play to DK. Of course, this is one of Billy's favorite plays, and it's a nice, simple play. It's really like an extended handoff when it works, and if you're a good running team, you can definitely make this play work for you, and you're going to see it work right here. There goes DK. Everyone is caught up. Look at this. All of Tennessee has bought this. We're locked up here in man-to-man here, so those guys are fine. They're playing man, but we've lost the key defender here. DK is now out by himself. Exactly what you want. The play fake worked, the design worked, everything worked. It's a nice, easy throw for your quarterback, and then DK is going to pick up a first down, or essentially almost a first down, right? So that's what you want to see. Good plays should lead to easy throws for your quarterback. You shouldn't always have to work extremely hard to find an open player, and a good play there, one of Billy's favorites, works as Tennessee falls for the run fake. This is the first of many high leverage plays in this game where Tennessee's offense is going to win more than Florida's. Florida's going to really struggle on these plays throughout this film review. I was tempted to just show you the high leverage plays, but because there were just a lot of interesting plays and Florida did have a lot of success getting to the high leverage plays, and then ultimately kind of some vintage Billy Napier pops through on these high leverage plays that I'm showing you many more. But here is an example of one. Florida's going to be in the pistol. There's some good data that being in the shotgun in general can be more beneficial than being under center. Of course, I think that's more helpful if you're both an under center and shotgun team. But if you're in the pistol, your running back is very far away, and you're not allowing him to come downhill with nearly as much speed as you would if you were under center. And in general, I think you're playing on hard mode versus a team that's lining up on you again with 3rd and 1. Look at the front here, bare front. Linebackers are not pressed up in here. They're not pressed up, right? They're telling you that, hey, we just think we are better than you in short yarded situations, and we can play a more straight up style. We're not going to have to sell out to stop this. And let's see what happens right away. You're going to see Damian George, number 70, right side of your screen, is going to get smoked. And then he is going to get, again, it's bowling night here in Knoxville. He's going to get drilled right back in to ball, who has no chance in the world on this play. As let's watch George right here. He gets turned immediately. We've already lost, right? We're already losing at the front. Let's look at the line of scrimmage here again. Here's our line of scrimmage. Tennessee's winning at the line of scrimmage, but we're really going to win here, which is where the play is going. This is sort of keying run middle. Tennessee says we're going to read your mail and we're going to key run middle. We think it's exactly what you want to do, and it is in fact what Florida's going to do. There's your run fit blitz right up in the middle, and then take a look at what you get from the linebacker who is fitting into the A gap. He says, oh, I've got a win here from my D tackle. Why don't I just blow up George? Boom, 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 right there. Let's carom him. It's like we're curling, right? Winter's coming, we're curling, and we're going to launch our D tackle right in there to ball. And we're also going to get, don't worry, if one's not enough, we've got two, as Slaughter is also lost, Florida's excellent center, and that play is dead. Not only did we not get 1 yard, we lost 5 yards. So that's a huge win and a high leverage play for Tennessee. They accurately guess, is guess the right word here? You be the judge. They accurately guess exactly where Florida wants to go on that play, given that look. They run blitz directly right into it and have a major tackle for loss on 3rd down and 1. Again, high leverage plays in close rivalry games are going to be everything. You generally want to go against your tendencies, give a team a look that you think they're going to do and do something different. We're 1 of 1 here where Billy does exactly what they think he's going to do, and they nail Florida for a tackle for loss. Florida will get a field goal here, so 3-0 for the Gators, but that drive ends right there. Florida runs a fair amount of wheels but rarely hits them, and in large part that's how Mertz is different from Lagway. Again, Lagway reads high to low, and he also trusts his read immediately. This is an excellent throw right here. Very, very high level throw. We're going to bring DK across the formation. He's going to have a little bit of a leverage lead here pre-snap on this wheel route, and if Lagway waits even a second longer to make this throw, the result is going to be very different, but he does not. He times it up exactly right. There's your motion. Let's watch Lagway immediately pre-snap, right? There's your fake, run fake. Now watch how quickly, again, we've seen this from Lagway. His footwork is so excellent at the initial stem of these plays. There's your fake. You've got to clear, get your head up right away, clear, head up, and read it. He's running with him. You've got space here, but you can't wait. The further he goes, the more on top of this route he's going to become. You can see that right here. Lagway has to diagnose this as quickly as possible and then get his foot in the ground right here, rolling hard right, foot in the ground. Separation is optimal. Any longer, it's going to be a too tight of a window, and then put a dart on him. He's got to put a dart on him. Look, before his head turns around, watch when this ball is thrown. Ready? Is he looking yet? Is he looking even now? Is he looking yet? Now he begins to turn his head. This is great anticipation, right? This is a freshman quarterback on the road in Neyland with this kind of anticipation on this route right here. Yes, he's run this practice 100 times all week. It's different to run it in practice than to do this in a game. Before the head is turned, trusting the read, trusting the throw, trusting DK. DK being the receiver that he is, loads up, locates the ball right here and makes the catch just as impact is coming, right? If Lagway waits even a half second longer, that impact is going to be there. If he waits a full second longer, it's a pick six. That's the difference in that kind of play. Perfect timing, great ball. That is a DJ Dimes-like throw right out of the gate on his first series of this game. Let's watch this here from the alternative camera angle. There's your play fake. Let's pull everyone up into the run. Let's hold eyes in the backfield. Let's get everyone looking at the eye candy, roll out, plant the foot in the ground, and deliver. Look at this. Again, half a second later, he's breaking down on this. He already breaks down, can't get there in time because he's got the velo to make this throw right on the money, right to the outside shoulder. That is some high-level football. That is an excellent pass there by DJ Dimes. Montrell had a lot of success in this game, running for 7.1 yards per carry, and Florida's line had success versus a Tennessee defense that was willing to play light in the box. Here's a 6-man box. Florida going to take advantage. What's Florida in right here? Florida's in a 9-man box. 9 versus 6. You have to be able to run the football. You must be able to run the football. This is the right time to run the football, and Florida's going to do it. They're going to hit pay dirt right here. Good blocking. Let's take a look at the blocking here from the Gators. Right at the end, you're going to see motion in, add on, right? Hey, if we're going to motion in, add on. Again, sometimes I think Florida could just leave him out here and run this play. We're going to motion in, add him on, because we want to get the defense flowing over here. That's the hope by doing this. You do bring a defender in here. You hope to pull them out here and then make a change, which is what's going to happen. And Florida's going to catch Tennessee in a pass defense. We're dropping back. Tennessee's expecting a first down shot. This is a good play call here from Billy. Catches them in the wrong look, and this is what it looks like when you get someone in the wrong look. You get a huge hole here and everything that you could possibly really want right there. Look at this nice pickup on the block coming outside. Engage right here. Nice work. Create a longer hole. Now we're trying to get upfield, hit this thing for a home run. Crease it out, right? Let's keep taking advantage of this. There goes Montrell for a nice big gain on first down and 10. So obviously Florida's running plays can hit, even against a team like Tennessee, especially if they get them off guard, right? You want them guessing the wrong thing. Florida far too often has been unable to do that versus the better teams in the SEC, and they do it right there. Chalk this play up in another no one has ever seen this play before from Billy. A bunch of short little routes here. Got some hitches across the board and a slant from Badger. Tennessee's well ready for this one. There it is. And what have we seen here? A whole lot of nothing, right? Lagway's going to open up. Covered, sitting on that. Nowhere to go with the football. Where would you go if you're the quarterback? There is nowhere to go. You got to get out of there. Right on top of that, we've got a loss by Slaughter early on. Not necessarily just Slaughter, right? But we've got a loss here by Slaughter and by Najee Harris, 77 right there. And we're in trouble in the A-gap right here. Straight rush right through the A-gap. 4-man rush versus 5 offensive linemen. Not great. We're immediately through. And now Lagway's about to take a blindside shot. Thankfully, all of his receivers are covered. So he actually knows he has nowhere else to go. So he can immediately start thinking, I can only run. I have no other option, which actually helps him here where if somebody was coming open, he might get labeled. No one is coming open. He makes a nifty little move here, ducking under what's sure to be a sack, then takes off and slides, unfortunately, just a bit short, right? 1 more yard there. He picks up the first down, but he's trying to stay safe. And instead, he's going to bring up a 3rd down and short. But let's watch this move from the other camera angle. This is nice stuff right here. He's in trouble right here. He's pretty much dead. Through the A-gap, blindside. But again, right now, he's thinking no one's open. These hitches are not open on that side. Great, I got to get out of here. And look at this move. We've seen Lagway before. He's not particularly super fast, right? He's clocked at a 4.7, which is very fast for a guy his size. But he's not a 4.4 guy. He's not Lamar Jackson back there. But he's really agile for a guy who's 240 pounds. Look how low he gets his pad level here. And he sneaks. He sneaks out as though he's a much smaller guy, takes off, and takes a tackle for loss and a sack into a productive play where Florida's now 3rd and short. That's a big win there for the freshman. Nicely done by Lagway. 3rd down and 1 at midfield. Another high leverage play call here in this game. Our second one of this film review. Tennessee again showing Florida, hey, we don't feel like we need to load this up all in here at the line of scrimmage. We're not even going to show you any kind of potential pressure. We're going to show you on 3rd down and 1 that we trust our front 4. We're going to bring a 5th guy there off the edge to make sure we've got a 5-man line. But you have all 11 of your players in here. So Florida with a huge advantage just going 1 yard, 11 versus 5. There's a lot of things they can do here to try to get this. But this is a good play call. Tennessee is almost baiting them into this again. And this time Florida shows all the play calls Billy loves almost in order. Jet sweep handoff here to Trey. Inside zone right here. Only for neither of those to be the option. He goes with this, of course, his 3rd favorite, which is going to be to roll out to the right. Right? So he's going to get all 3 of his favorite looks in here for us to see. This is sort of the Billy special, if you will. And it's going to work because they eat the first 2 pretty good. Here comes one with Trey. Again, they're on Trey. We're on Trey. Edge defender here. We're on Trey. We expect Trey. We are also on the inside zone. Watch the linebackers. Everyone's coming down here. We know they want that. And then by the time all this faking is done, there it is. Aha, it's play number 3. It's the 3rd favorite Billy look, the roll out right, because of course we don't roll out left. We've got to roll out right. But it's going to work. Here comes Boardingham. Nice and easy. 3rd down and 1. And this is why you have to go away from your tendencies because teams know them. And if you do that, you can steal a chunk yardage play through the air right there for free, for nothing. So nice play there from Billy on high leverage plays. We're 1 and 1 right now with 1 poor one and now 1 good one. So good work there one poor one good one in the high leverage play department. And Lagway, who seemingly always starts drives inside of the 15-yard line, is on the march again here in Knoxville. 3rd down and 9. If you guessed Florida's going to run a screen here, you're correct. We're going to get Tennessee showing some sim pressure here up on the line. First time we've seen this versus DJ. They're going to show sim pressure, right? And we're basically in a 0 look right now. There's a lot of stuff you can do at a 0. They wait, though, a long time to show the sim pressure. This is a nice piece of defense here. If you're thinking they're in 0, you're not thinking it right now, right? And play clock is still very early at 19 seconds here. So they're going to show this sim pressure at just the right time. They really time this pretty well snap-wise. That's really, really good stuff. They must have been on the cadence here. Again, this time of the game with this much time on the game clock, an interesting decision by them right there. They're onto something, and they're also largely onto this play in 0 here on 3rd down and 9. We're going to get a hand right in this lane. We've seen this get knocked down before, and Florida's run this screenplay in a very similar situation. Tennessee knows this. He comes flying off the edge, hands up in the lane, and somehow this ball does not get knocked down. And then Montrell does nice work here. Good blocking. Boardingham, get a hat on a hat. We get a whiff there by Badger. Put the hands up. Oop, I missed him. It's not my fault. But thankfully, he's going to miss Montrell. Montrell does a lot of the heavy lifting here. Carries a guy and gets what looks to be a first down. Replay would confirm it was not a first down, setting up a very high leverage 4th down and 1. But take a look at this throw before we get there one more time from DJ. As this is savvy by him. Again, he's got a really good feel for a freshman especially. You would think, hey, let me just take this ball. It's easy. I'm opening up here. I'm just going to throw this screen, right? Simple, turn my brain off. I've got a great pre-snap look for this. Everyone's way off the ball. Everything here's what I want. But he is able to keep his wits about him. And this is just an athletic reaction from playing quarterback for a long time. Know that he is coming after me. I have to put this ball further outside here. I cannot risk taking the more direct line. Notice where this ball flies right here, right? He's flying at this angle here. If no one's there, he can throw him more upfield, but he's not. He's taking the angle that he has to take, which is that one, which is the right one. It still probably should have gotten knocked down. I guess, hands are 90% air, right? It gets through there. And then again, Montrell does the rest after we miss a block from Badger right there. And we set up a high leverage 4th and 1. Here we go, 4th and 1. Tennessee looks like pre-snap they're in man. You could easily confirm this, though, by running a motion. You've got a lot of time on the clock. It's 4th and 1, an important play. If you're more creative than Billy here, and you want to run Trey if he's in man, and you know he's in man, you could do several things quite simply. You can bring anyone else in motion to see if they get followed. So, for example, you can move him out here to see follow him. Okay, set him back. If you know you're in man for sure, you can set up a play with Trey where you don't just run a jet sweep. For example, you can run a jet, fake, come back, right? Classic, easy way if they're in man to get your guy a head start. You can put really anyone else you want in motion here to see if they're in man, then set him back to confirm your play. But Florida's going to line up and say, we think they're in man, which is fine. This could be very advantageous for Florida on 4th and 1 literal inch right here, right? 4th and an inch right here. And again, Tennessee going to line up, and what you see is a 4-man front. Now, this is why Tim Tebow was such a menace in college football. If you had your linebacker lined up equidistant to Tim, and you had an advantage here, which Florida does, right? Florida's unbalanced line right here. Not unbalanced, sorry, but that's Hansen. So you've got an extra tight end here. You've got 6 versus 4, and you got Tim. That junk is over. You can also bring your running back in as a lead blocker, and there's no way he's not going to win that battle for 1 inch, right? You can do that. Florida could do that with Lagway. They've been shown not to want to do that. So we're, of course, going to do what is the most likely thing on Billy's play sheet, probably an inside zone, followed closely by this play, which has already been stopped before. We saw Miami stop it. Now, right now, you know you're in man. You know you're in man. There's 16 seconds on the clock. Maybe you say, hey, DJ, before I shut off the camera here, bring him in motion. Let's go with the call. We bring him in motion, see if he's followed, reset him, and then let's again run the motion, doop, doop, and win this battle, and maybe he scores a touchdown because they're in man defense, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to sell out for this. And it's going to look like perhaps it's a read, and Tennessee's going to play Lagway. This is one reason why this works. He's going to stay right here in the hole. He's responsible for Lagway. Lagway's going to hand this ball off. I'm going to show you what I think this is. Is this a read or not? Billy commented on this, saying DJ made the right call. Something else on film was pretty interesting in this regard here. But we've got a foot race now. Here's our man. He is a good, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It seems like Trey is only 4 yards away. This should be a win for us. Let's just get this first down. Let's see what goes wrong for Florida on one of the more obvious plays to make, because everything looks pretty good. Well, first of all, we get a play from 70 here that outright stops it. If he dives in at all on Lagway, any dive at all to Lagway, then we already have a first down right here. But now I've got to stretch it, which is fine. You're getting an athlete in space. Imagine you have Percy Harvin running this. He's going to pick up a first down. You would think so. We have one man that can stop him. We have great blocking here. This guy can't make a play. This is it. Trail guy here. He knows he can't cut back here, so he's got to go here or he's got to go here. Those are his two choices on 4th down and 1. He's going to elect originally to try to race him to the outside. I think he should have kept going that way. I think he wishes he would have just kept going this way, maybe dove right here for it. He does, of course, have a guy coming free here on the edge. So all of a sudden, we're in trouble on 4th and 1, and then we have a great tackle right here. If Trey can win it all on this, he's going to lean forward. He cannot. He gets immediately put down for a slight loss, and Tennessee gets a big stop on 4th down and literally inches on a high tendency play for Florida, the third high leverage play of the game. Florida gets a look that could be favorable. They're also running a play there's a tendency with, but on this particular play, the one-on-one battle is simply lost by Trey. But again, I ask you, as a play caller and play designer, does everything have to be so hard that for 4 inches, you're going to rely on a one-on-one shallow jet motion across the field? You're going to bet everything on that, especially when you get a 4-man front and you love running inside zone anyway? Or you've got a big quarterback here where you can pile on and do this, right? If you want to run it, you can run it here. I'm fine with that. This is interesting. More importantly, if you're going to do this, use some more creative motions like we talked about. Use some more creative motions. None of those things happen. Great play by Tennessee there to get a stop. Billy now 1 for 2 on high leverage plays with any element of surprise. It's a big stop in this game, but now I want you to focus on Lagway's reaction here. Let's say that this is a read that Lagway is allowed to make, and this play design sets up for it. You're going to have George coming across. Again, if George is faster, he'd already be here. He's not. But George comes across to where if Lagway chooses to keep and he steps inside, Lagway can go this way, right? And encounter this blocker here one-on-one. Or if he stays outside, George hits him, we come inside. So one thing that you have to be careful of when you're reading what happens once you hand the ball off, it's going to look like Lagway can score on this play. It's going to look like he's got a touchdown if he's on a keeper, right? Here he goes. But I'm not that interested in that reality, as again, they have this covered right there. Not that he couldn't have beaten Tennessee right there. But either way, Lagway, watch his posture right here. Hands are open. Right here. Opens the hands, sees the play, knows we're in trouble. Stops looking for a second. Looks back. Sees we don't make it. Now watch this reaction right here by Lagway. That's where we're focusing right here. Watch this reaction. Frustration. Little fist pump. Quick turn back. Right? Quick turn back. And then kind of a bowed up posture right here. Right? Bowed up posture. Tennessee guy in his face. Not feeling it. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I'm not in here to read a conspiracy theory or anything else. But that's not typically the look of someone who wishes they had kept the ball on a read. They're going to blame themselves. That to me looks more like, man, I can't believe we drove all the way down here and just got stopped on that play. I also maybe could have had an option to keep it. Didn't maybe have a choice. Again, I don't know. I just find that body language to be curious. It's really not that important, as the play call is more important than DJ's body language, but keep watching him on top of the screen. Just watch Tu's body language here. He's looking at the sideline. He's again animated up top, right here, animated up top. He's not happy. And again, that's not the guy to me who's not happy because he should have kept it. He's not mad at himself. That to me seems like they took the ball out of his hands. That's the call that he had to make. It gets stopped, and he is not feeling it. He is not feeling it. Here's a closer look. Watch Lagway. Again, one more time, I'm beating this dead horse here, but it is interesting. Watch Lagway. Comes through. Focus on Lagway here. Comes through. There's the hands up. Hey, man, I kind of feel like I'm really open. Look around. Maybe I could score. But again, you might blame yourself. Hands on helmet. Maybe you're bummed out. Maybe a clap. But this is not that, right? Fist down, immediate turnaround, and immediate frustration. And you're going to see him kind of cut off here a little early, but as you saw before, 2 or 3 more steps looking at the sideline of frustration there. What does that mean? Nothing really important. Just to notice that I can't tell you, and no one can ever tell you if that's actually a read or not a read. Doesn't look like a read to me. I don't want to say I'm not believing what Billy says here, but on film, Lagway's reaction, maybe he's confused. Maybe he thought that he didn't have a read and he did have a read. And maybe Napier's covering for him by saying, yeah, he made the right choice, when in reality, Napier's thinking you had a read. I don't know. I can't know. But I can tell you Lagway's frustrated on that play. Huge play that does not go Florida's way. So Florida, again, down deep, a long drive, starting in their own end zone, comes up to nothing. This will be Montrell's best running play of the game. Finishes this off with a great hit against the safety and a really nice play design here from Billy. We're going to bring Trey across, and he's actually going to fill as a blocker, which is going to cause this linebacker to jump into this gap and allow Montrell to hit this A gap, largely uncontested. There's Trey, going to come through this gap. We're heads up right here. Where's he going? This is the moment of the play. If he reads the proper gap, this play's not going to go for as much, but he doesn't. He dives in right here. He sees the step by Montrell. Got Trey coming out. Quick step here. Now we're going to bury him exactly how we want. We've got everybody coming over here. Again, Trey's big eye candy. Everyone here. Seal up here. We've lost this block here, but it's not going to matter. Sealed up here. Big hole. Everything you want to see. Montrell's through and he's not touched. Still not touched. And now he's going to lay the wood. Bam. Stick him right there. Still rolling down the field. Set a tone, right? This is what Billy Napier, I think, dreams of being, thought he was going to be in the SEC, is a team that could do this with more regularity. And for whatever reason versus Tennessee, Napier's frequently had his best games now all 3 years. And he's going to have one here despite all the miscues that are going to occur. A lot of Florida's best looking plays are coming in this game. There's a really, really good one there from Montrell. So really nice stuff. Great blocking. Excellent finish. And Montrell has every reason, of course, to be fired up here as far as the 3-0 lead, driving to try to put more on the board. They've been denied points they probably could have had. And now we've got a really nice run here. Again, there's Trey. Here's the key of the play, right, from the end zone. Does he read this correctly? It's a two-way go. Everything you want. That only occurs if you get it blocked up correctly, and it's blocked up correctly. Let's watch what Montrell does right here to sell this. Just a slight fade into this gap right here is enough with a lead blocker in Trey, who's not exactly the biggest lead blocker in the world, to get everybody here. Nobody there. Really, really good stuff there. Great play design, pays out, and then bam, lay the wood Montrell. Awesome stuff there from the Gators. When you run the ball well, it makes your play action pass much more attractive and much more successful because the bait is likely to be taken. The linebackers now inside zone. Look how far they are up the field here. They're at the line of scrimmage, creating a ton of space here for Billy's favorite route, the hitch route. Badger breaks it off clean. Timing's good. Great throw by Mertz. Florida picks up a chunk play here. A very simple pitch and catch on a play action hitch. Again, that's built off of the fact that Florida is having success running against a very good front in this game in the first half. And in fact, Florida's dominating this first half of football. And statistically, they would actually be better in almost all areas of this game versus Tennessee. Yet they'd still take the loss. But on this particular two-play sequence, they've got everything they want working in the sort of vintage Billy offense. This is what he would dream of having work every game. And it's working here right now. Florida's going to crease Tennessee here with a perfectly timed play call, motion here, over motion from Tank Hawkins. Tennessee's going to bring a heavy run blitz in here, and Florida's going to run right out the back door here. This is almost a touchdown, and of course we all wish it was a touchdown for Montrell. There it is, perfect, right? We're going to blow this up. If coming left, we're dead. Coming left, we're dead. Everyone's over here on the left. They've eaten this dressing again nicely. Win here, coming out here. Can we finish this play for a touchdown? There's Montrell, 1 to go. There's McCoy. Of course, I think really Tennessee's best player on the field, especially since their best linebacker goes out in this game, which really helps Florida out, I think, significantly in this game itself. And they're going to gang up just barely to make this stop in time right down here on the 1 yard line. And then we're going to see an injury by 55, who you see right there at the top of your screen. We're going to see him get down on the 1 yard line. And like most modern college football nowadays, decide that in fact he is hurt. the team is tired and they need a break, right? Every team does this. The rule itself needs to be changed. They need to create better incentives to not do this. But he does it, and that is going to significantly change the game because Tennessee is gassed right here. Florida's running all over them, chunk yardage everywhere. It's the best this team has looked on the road in a minute against a quality opponent. And this right here is going to possibly be one of the plays of the game. I'm not sure if ESPN had the script to this game, but all of a sudden Pierce comes in. He is one of Tennessee's best players. They talk about how Tennessee is not allowed any first half touchdowns. They spend a lot of time focusing on Pierce here. A lot of time focusing on Pierce. The camera is locked on Pierce. Florida comes out first and goal. We go under center. If we go under center, everyone knows what that means, including Tennessee. It's a quarterback sneak because we're clearly not going to hand the ball off. We have handed the ball off out of this. We have done this before. This posture here, not as likely, but probably more than 9.5 times out of 10, it's going to be a QB sneak, and I'm fine with that. Generally speaking here, we sneak the ball with Mertz. I'm fine with that. I know that Billy is not playing offense for high expected value or EV, like we talked about. If he was, you could obviously put your bigger, stronger quarterback, Lagway, in and let him do this work for you. That would be a better version of a QB sneak. Right? You could also stay more in the formation you were in, where you're more spread out, and you're allowing Montrell on first down and 10 to hit them because you've had a lot of success there. You haven't had a lot of success versus Tennessee in high leverage situations in the telephone booth. In fact, you've had no success to this date. And now you're going to run a QB sneak, which is safe and should be fine. But again, ABC or ESPN rather as the script. And this looks like a benign play. Yeah, we're on the 1-inch line, whatever. And then you see Tennessee pointing. I was in the stadium in this corner. I saw the ball come out. You're hoping he's down. He's got to be down. Looks like he's down. Mertz pounds the ground. Tennessee fans are clapping. Look at Pierce, though. Pierce himself, I don't think, believes that this was a fumble. Watch where Pierce stands. Everyone's pumped up. Right, we got the Vols fired up in here. But look at where Pierce is standing here. He's looking. He's waiting. The Tennessee guys, they're all congratulating each other. Pierce is the one who stripped him. He's still standing right here in his spot. Because he's thinking, I don't really think this can be a fumble. Right? There's no way. Pierce still standing there. The entire Tennessee team here, just Pierce, standing on the mark. Hands on hips, confused. And then we get, of course, the dreaded answer to our fears here as Florida fans. How in the world is his knee not down here? But it's not. It's not down. You can see the grass. Somehow Graham Mertz is a very agile guy. Next level agility here. He's like running on the sidewall in the Matrix. And he then thinks he's clear and he's going to reach. But Pierce is also with him in the Matrix. Agent Smith here is going to re-reach a second time and somehow knock this ball out right there. The bottom tip of the ball. He doesn't quit. He gets another hand on it as Mertz is reaching. And then there it is. Ball on the ground. Mertz has the first chance to grab it, but it rolls awkwardly right into Pierce. And Pierce recovers. And with that, another brutal break for Florida. They've dominated this first half. They can't get in. This is well earned by Tennessee. They bottled up the middle here. They forced this out here. If you don't bottle the middle up, he walks in. They don't get a chance for this. But still, just a brutal break here for the Gators. Brutal break in the first half where they should be up far more than 3-0. But they are not. And now Tennessee with the ball on the 1-yard line, just down 3, despite Florida being a much better team so far in the first half in this football game. All right, good news after a pick by Denson. Florida's back in business. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Florida on the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. We can still be up 10-0 despite missing a bunch of opportunities. This is obviously a high leverage drive. The defense is playing lights out, boys. Let's get in there. And we are going to get a sweet false start here from Cameron Wade, something Florida loves to do on the road. We've talked about the clap snap before. We've talked about Florida's issues false starting. And we false start right there. So here comes a false start. Minute and 11 seconds left on 1st and 10. There's our false start. There's our flag. We're going backwards. False start. Pretty frustrating. Slaughter's like, yeah, man, no worries, bro. Let's get this going. It's 1st and 15. We're still fine. We're used to this. We false start all the time. Not a problem. It's the formation. Clock not running. World's our oyster, right? What are we going to run here? Of course, we're going to stay This is the short side of the field, the boundary side. The field side's got a lot of space here. A lot of space. I don't want to use that space. I want to stay in the tightest possible arena that there is because that's how I want to play football. It's what I want to do, and I'm going to do it, and you can't tell me otherwise. And then I'm going to run this play in the tightest area of the football field, and I'm going to try to keep everyone in here super tight so I can get my running back out here into the wide open space I've created and then throw him a dime and turn the corner for a touchdown, right? So now you know why the spacing was there. That's actually a very good ball from Mertz. Tough ball for a running back to catch here. This ball's coming over his shoulder, awkward angle. Gets just a little bit too vertical for him. That's tough, right? But even if he catches this ball, he's going to pick up a few yards on 1st and 15. But this is a little flare out from a running back, clear everything out, bunch of hitches, obviously, right? And then just a tough ball from Montrell. Tennessee not fooled by this. A lot of space, a lot of green, incomplete pass. So no problem. Clock stopped, minute and 8 seconds left. They got one timeout. It's 2nd down and 15. Obviously, we're fine. All right, let's put 40 seconds on the clock and see how many funny comments we can make about this situation. 2nd and 15, a minute and 8 seconds. We've got one timeout left. We're in good shape. Look at the play sheet there. What's on the play sheet? Let's get the call in. 20 seconds, calls in. Let's relay the call. 15, 14, 10. We got problems here. Trying to signal our call, right? We had simple incomplete pass on 1st down. We're trying to get our call to Badger down here. Badger is not seeing what looks like a mini Gator chomp. Doesn't know what that means. We're unsure. Mertz, hey, yeah, yep, okay, we're set. 5, 4, Badger's still confused. You're going to see Napier at the top of your screen, and timeout. That is another classic timeout. Mertz, of course, you're frustrated with Badger. Look, I'm giving you the signal. You don't know the signal. What's happening? Everyone's giving everyone the signal. DK says, but wait a minute, there's something else going on here with this. There's confusion yet again in year 3 on the road in a big moment. A timeout for no real reason other than failed execution. Time and time again. Clock hits zeros. Florida calls timeout. We now have no timeouts. How often have we seen this? A lot. Too many times. But you know what? There's a minute and 8 seconds left, and it's 2nd and 15. We're fine. We're fine. We don't want to have Tennessee having the ball with too much time anyway. Let's make sure we're fine here. Let's score. At least get a field goal at the end. We're good to go. No problem. After a Tennessee timeout, 2nd and 15 now for real. Important moment of communication occurs right here. There is some confusion here. We're confused with who is doing what. But don't worry if you see Trey lined up not running any kind of orbit. He says, hey, man, I'm going to slide here. You slide here. Why don't you take this guy back here? Well, none of that's actually going to happen at all. Let's watch what happens here. Safety comes down, then actually bounces back. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay up here. Florida has a lot of ways they could be good on this play, but they're going to run the play that's most likely the Florida's going to run, which is going to be Trey, because Trey's not going to run a route over here. Have you ever seen him do this? He's not going to do that. And he knows that. He says, hey, I know what they want. 2nd and 15, they want some kind of short screen play to Trey, and I'm going to eat it up. And as soon as he sees Trey step over here, what kind of route's he going to run now? Something short and flat, right? Almost certainly. Telegraphed. There it is. Stop. Beat the blocker, cut inside. Great individual play here by Tennessee. He's going to make this play on Trey right here on the tunnel screen. And look, this play is not going anywhere anyway, right? Play is dead. Going to tackle right here. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. Clock's going to be running. 3rd down and 13. That's what we're doing. We're unserious here at Florida. We're an unserious program on offense with these play calls. And that's what happens. There he goes. Down he goes. Stopped right here. Yep, going to throw Trey's leg a little bit. Trey's ticked off. Trey's sick of running short routes, I imagine, as well. And, 3rd down. Rolling into 3rd down here. Tons of time, right? 52 seconds, 30 on the play clock. Tons of time. Too much time, probably. We don't want to leave Tennessee with the ball here. We don't want that. It's not going to be ideal. We want to make sure that they don't have any time left. Let's get out here, get our call right. All right. Now, Tennessee, with 16 seconds, is going to show pressure. Going to show a lot of pressure. And they're going to move into what looks to be, right, a cover 0 look. Cover 0 look. Cover 0, good opportunity here for the offense. And not only is it cover 0, you have Trey on a safety. Not on number 3, not on McCoy, on a safety in a cover 0 look. Everything you want, everything you dream of. Now look, Tennessee could be bluffing this. It could be a simulated pressure. You don't know. But Graham goes up to the line and calls a hot route. He presumably calls something that's going to be, hey, if they have pressure, I think I've got something I like here. And you watch the routes that Florida runs here. First of all, Tennessee knows, hey, Trey's over here. They probably wanted something short. So we're actually going to still bring pressure. We're going to bring him back and bubble into this route. So let's check that out first. We're going to bubble into that route. Here he comes. Peel off. Hey, in case you want to run here or you want to run Trey in here, I'm going to take this stuff away, right? So we've got Boardingham coming in here. Boardingham is matched up against McCoy, the best defender. That's an ideal scenario for Florida. Just get him out of the way. Just run a go route and take him out of the way. Let Trey cook this guy right here. What is Trey running on this play? Again, they're showing pressure. I want you to remember this. They're showing pressure. Trey's getting up the field. We're still getting up the field. We're making some juke moves. They still haven't turned their head around. They're bringing pressure. The only guy this ball can even remotely go to is Boardingham, right? And Tennessee is accounting for that scenario because they know Florida likes to throw the ball flat underneath. Trey is still going, and now we're going to finally turn it around right now. Except because Florida brought Boardingham under, and Tennessee is reading our mail, and now their best defender just happens to be guarding Trey. Great, that's perfect. 3rd and 14, they bring pressure, they drop into the window that we might hit on cover 0, and we leave their best defender totally unoccupied to double team our preferred receiver in this situation, all while no one's even ready for the ball really yet on this hot route despite them showing pressure, and Mertz is going down. There he goes, down, right? That's a master class of offense here by the Gators. It's nice defense by Tennessee. You got to give them credit. It's really important that you play to your team's tendencies. In many ways, Tennessee didn't. They probably should have been more aggressive against the run, like other teams were. They were content to trust their front four. They got fortunate. They were fortunate. I think that Florida does not have more points on the board at this point in time, but they make a big play here. Clock is running. But, look, ESPN's not concerned. Clock is running. I'm going to show you a replay because clearly Florida's not going to mess this up. Florida had a minute to make sure their special teams guys were on the mat when they ran out of timeouts. There's 11. I've seen the mat. It's 11 guys on the mat. Line up. Get ready. We're fine. Tons of time. Run them out there as soon as we don't get it. We got 21 seconds to get out there. They're right there. They're ready. Let's show you a replay because this is pretty wild of what Florida chooses to do. A lot of pressure here. Obvious cover 0 look. Again, let's just, right away, hot route. Get up here, hot route. Boardingham, let's go. Take me on a fade out here, and let's get you on any kind of very quick little crosser, right? Get up into his feet and cross this chunk flat over. Whammo, if they bring 0, tutty. Simple, taking candy from a baby. Let's make that chunk happen. Our athlete versus your athlete. You could even say, forget it. You know what? Don't even get into his feet. Just, you're faster than him. Wham, right here, right? And that way, if you're Mertz, you open up hot, right here, hot, and all you do is read McCoy. If McCoy comes down or anywhere in here, whoop, right over his head, tutty. Layup. Easy football, simple football. You want to be able to beat this, but what do we choose to do? And again, I don't know what Mertz is calling. I have no idea what Mertz chooses to call in the hot route. But what I know is it's all this stuff, which is something. And then on top of that, Mertz seems like he thinks he has an hour. He's like, I'm good. I got tons of time back here. It's not like they're bringing pressure on me. I'm fine. Oh, they're bringing pressure, right? They're bringing pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty good pressure. Cover 0, 6-man pressure. Really not technically a 0 as they're going to drop a guy here into coverage, but there's no safety. So for all practical purposes, we're going to play a low hole robber and no safety. We got one-on-one matchups across the board. He's your robber, trying to rob our most likely route. Good call by Tennessee. We've got Austin Barber getting absolutely cooked out here in a speed rush. There's one of your best linemen getting absolutely cooked. If he doesn't get cooked, we have a slightly more time. We're still going to get cooked right here. But even then, Mertz, he doesn't look too hurried, and he's still chilling. Trey's not turned his head around yet. No one over here has turned their head around yet, and Boardingham's the only one that's possible with a defender sitting in the wake. So Tennessee reading our mail. Mertz goes down, and now Trey turns his head around. The best defender on Tennessee doesn't have to flow at this route because they're soaking it up here, and allows Tennessee to play 2-on-1 on Trey. Reading the mail, reading our tendencies, high leverage play. Florida goes backwards, takes a sack, loses yards after a fantastic pick by the defense. But no problem. We're still going to get 3. We're going to be up 6-0 after having all the best momentum there possibly could be. All we have to do is make this field goal. No problem at all. Let's just go ahead and kick this field goal. Look, we got 3 seconds. Wait, what happened here? Look, the recruits aren't even here anymore. The recruits are gone because they think it's, hey, they're going to make a field goal. It's fine. Trey Smack's a good kicker. We're already out of here. We're at halftime. We're ready to talk to the coaches and players in the locker room. Florida's going to get their stuff right? They haven't watched us play enough. They don't know we're not. We've gone backwards 14 yards. We've wasted 1 minute and 8 seconds without a timeout that we burned. And on top of that, we couldn't get our special teams out there in time. And now that we do have them out there in time, we have, yeah, you guessed it, 12 guys on the field. George comes on late because there were 11 out there. We were fine. He comes on very late, makes the 12th guy, and we're going to make this kick. Here we go. Make the kick. Bingo. 12 dudes. Flags fly. Refs are like, yeah, we've seen this before. We're well schooled on Florida. We know they do this. There's the kick. It's good. We're fine. And Billy, this is not comforting either if you're a Florida fan, right? Here you go. Look, again, ESPN's like, it's good, man. We're fine. We're not the CBS. We haven't watched Billy for the past 2 years. We're not sure of these shenanigans that Florida goes on. And there's Heupel. Heupel's already gone. He's not sure either, right? He's going to halftime. But the reality is, and I didn't show you this clip, of course, but, look, Billy argues for a while standing out on the field, essentially, that, hey, what's going on here? Is it a 10-second runoff? Like, not knowing immediately that's a 10-second runoff. You can't illegally sub on the last play of the half with a running clock. No timeouts to stop it. So Florida's still up 3-0 now as we enter into the second half, thanks to an egregious ending. Tons of blown opportunities from the Gators and all sorts of questionable decisions and play calls and high leverage moments. However, we still have a lead and we still have an entire second half. All right, you come out of halftime, you're still up 3. You tell your boys, look, made a lot of mistakes there as a play caller. I'm going to get this stuff right. You guys are playing excellent. You're giving your all for me defense. Your lights out. I'm going to get this stuff right. We're going to get this right for you guys. We're going to take home the W here as we always do against Tennessee. We're going to come out in a play that they've never seen before. They've never seen this play. I guarantee you Tennessee's never seen it. Out of the pistol, little run fake, roll out right. No one has ever seen, right, this sail flood play. No one has seen it. I've never seen it. You've never seen it. Going to go ahead and flood here. Going to flood here, right? I'm going to flood here down low. No one has ever seen this particular play. This is a good play, by the way. It's a good play. A lot of the plays that Billy runs on their own are perfectly fine and reasonable plays. It's when you use them, how you use them, how often you use them, what you put on film, what teams think you're going to do. I can tell you what's not a good play. When you look on film and you say, where exactly are you going to throw this football? That's when you know it's not a good play, right? No one is open. He's in the window here for Boardingham. He could try to loop one over here. He's got Trey here with the guy clamping down on him. And Lagway tries to fit this in. Early contact, is that PI? Yep, that's PI to me, right? Pretty bang. Gets him early, but whatever. We're playing football here. There's nowhere to go with this football. Nowhere to go. Certainly nowhere to go here either. It's first down and 10. I like that Lagway is trying to complete these passes. It's one reason why I think he's going to have a very high ceiling. He's trying to fit balls in. It's reasonable to attempt that. Give your receiver a shot. And look, it almost pays out, right? Trey has the ball right here. And as he goes to the ground, he loses it. He gets it stripped. But he actually has that for a 9-yard gain on 1st and 10 when no one is really open on a play that everyone has seen a million times. And again, you can run a play a million times as long as you're getting guys open. On film for 3 years now, we don't see a lot of open receivers for Florida. You don't see me showing you, hey, look how open this guy is. Right, for every quarterback, whether it's Mertz, who played a really nice game in this game, or it's Lagway, there's just not a lot of open guys. And when you see them, I show them to you every single time. 2 to 3, 4 a game maybe. Florida's always playing on hard mode. Coming out of the second half here, we're on hard mode again. Let's look at 3rd and 10 here for Florida. Billy's going to look at the play sheet. There we go, play sheet. What do I see? Tell you what you see, Billy. You know what you see on 3rd down and 8. Hitches, baby. Hit those hitches. You know it. I know it. Tennessee knows it. 3rd and 12. You got to hit them. They're always going to be open. Just got to find the right window. Let's nail this hitch right here. Lagway comes up to the field. Hey, look, boys, block for me. I got to hit this hitch right here. It's not going to be easy. Tennessee shows pressure, then backs off. Says, no worries. We're good. We know hitches are coming. Not going to bring any pressure, right? Little sim pressure there. 4 guys coming. Florida's got plenty of blockers. Who can Lagway throw the ball to? All right, well, there's Boardingham. That's a hitch. That's a hitch. It's about to be a hitch. It's already a hitch. 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12. There's your hitch there and your hitch there. All right, he's looking. He's trying to find this hitch over here. He wants to go to Badger on this hitch. He's looking at it. It's the right hitch to look at. It's going to be a first down. It's possible. And he says, yep, I don't have that hitch. I need to escape. I've gotten away before. See if I can do it again. Nice move here from Lagway. Escapes that one. Not going to escape this one. So he does buy time again. He's agile back there. Not going to escape that one. Let's take a look at an alternative angle here. Tennessee pumped up. Momentum here coming out of the half. 4th down, forcing a punt. Here's your alternative angle. Again, you be Lagway. You be Lagway. You tell me what you're supposed to do here as the quarterback. Open up. He's reading. Look, he already knows. I like this about Lagway. Notice how he's not reading Boardingham here. He has to get the first down. He's looking to get the first down. He has 2 routes with which to do that. We've got inside leverage underneath here. That's not looking great. He's going to Badger over here. And DK, who again, I think is one of Florida's best receivers, especially with route running, runs a cold route. It's actually a great route. In fact, if DJ's looking over here, he might have a shot. But look, I mean, the hitches are such small windows. They're also super dangerous throws in case a defender clamps down. On a Badger, though, he did not win, right? His receiver's still on top of him. That's not there. He can't in good faith make that throw. He could have made it to DK. Again, if I'm Florida, I'm looking to DK more. I think he's Florida's best route runner right now. He's underutilized, despite the fact he's very utilized. He's an excellent route runner. There's your sneak away from Lagway. There's all your hitches. If he can escape this one right here, if we can hold up on this block, right? If Najee Harris can hold on this block right here and not get beat around the edge, then Lagway's about to be a hero again. He's going to stick this ball in here to Boardingham. Can't do it. We wind up going down right there. There goes Lagway. Down he goes. Hitches, baby, hitches. Hitches all day, every day, and 10 times on Saturdays. Mertz back in, 2nd down and 8. He's going to lead an excellent drive here for Florida, and it is going to start, of course, with a hitch. He's going to fit this one in here. Couldn't get it with Lagway. It's 2nd and 8. Let's not wait for 3rd down. Let's try one right now, and immediately he's going to read it, trust it, and throw it. Good timing here by Mertz. You cannot wait on this throw or it's going the other way. If you're going to throw it, you got to throw it. Florida also doing Florida-like things with 2 hitches right next to each other. Still works. We're still fine. Tennessee's defense, not great between 0 and 10 yards, like we said. The advanced stats say so. The film says so. He's got both hitches. Probably should have chose Badger, but why are they both hitching a yard away from each other? I don't know. You tell me. Either way, Hansen gets loose, gets a 1st down, and we're moving. Florida going to revisit a crosser that was open earlier to DK, and wouldn't you know it, it's going to be open again. Going to run right off here. Very similar concept to what we saw before, and we did not hit DK, and we're going to hit him here. There's your play fake, bring the linebackers up, and then here comes DK again, releasing free. Coverage here, just make sure that corner's going to vacate. Graham's got to get away because we have a speed rush where Montrell has just gotten absolutely murdered over here on the speed rush by Pierce. And that's not his fault. He's supposed to be helping out. But the real answer is that, again, Barberg is going to get murdered here. Here's your left tackle. Again, Barber, I think, is really a right tackle. I think he's a nice player. He's a much better right tackle than left tackle, but Florida's deficient on the O-line. Doing his best. Pierce just cooks him, cooks Montrell. I mean, that's like a video game. He's playing NFL Blitz out there. And Graham gets off a nice ball. Buys time, nice ball, wide open DK like we saw earlier. DK makes the guy miss. Gets lucky, this fumble goes out of bounds, but Florida revisits the concept that worked earlier, and it works again for a 1st down and an explosive play. Here's a look from the All-22. Again, we saw Florida do this earlier. The wrinkle here is we're just going to send this to the corner. High-low, right side of the field here. It's a good concept. It's a 2-route concept, but if you can get it, right? If you can get it and you can get the space, you're good. And Tennessee is trying to keep everything in front. And give you this play right here. They've given it to you before. So Florida going into this play call could have a decent degree of confidence. They might allow DK to do it again. They add the wrinkle in here just in case to make sure they occupy, of course, this defender rather than allowing him to just let him go and pass him off. And that works. Works really well. Concept works nicely right here. Well timed. Again, this play call could be terrible if you're playing a team that's dropping in and covering that window, which we see teams do. But in this case, you have some information that was there before. Why not try it again? That's what a good play call looks like at the right time. It's not always about the design. There's no perfect design, right? You want to call the best play for the defense you're against. And in this case, it pays out for DK and the Gators. Florida's going to hit an outside zone here. Outside zone, the Montrell's going to cut up a little early. Nice gain here from Florida on the outside zone. Look, Florida doesn't run a lot of outside zone. They run way more inside zone. They certainly run their fair share. But this is going to pay off nicely here. We got to make sure that we seal anyone from the backside stopping this and then get out on the edge here, right? And either blow these guys to the sideline if they get in front of us or seal them off here, depending on what step they choose to take. You're going to see they get outside. Perfect work by Boardingham. Let's blow him out here then. That's going to give us the cutback lane, right? That's why this is so effective. is you can take what the defense gives you blocking-wise and create your crease right there. Montreal nails it. One man to beat. And then unfortunately for him, kind of gets pseudo hip drop tackled right here. I don't think this is on purpose, right? He's the last man left. He's got to make a play. He dives, latches on, and then Montreal's carrying him. And now it does become on purpose, right? I mean, if he lets go, he's not there. Now it's on purpose. To me, that's a hip drop. That's why that tackle's been outlawed in the NFL. It's just too dangerous at this point in time. And Montreal is going to get hurt. Thankfully, not expected to be out for the season, but a significant play nonetheless for Tennessee, getting a stop there on what could be a touchdown. Again, Tennessee was always seemingly there to make that last tackle or that last stop, denying Florida touchdowns. So Montreal goes down on this drive. He'd be out for the rest of the game. Florida now facing a 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Vertical shot here from Florida. I love this ball from Mertz. He was really feeling confident in this game. Mertz is Mertz, right? He's got things he does really well, things he doesn't do as well, like any quarterback. But you can tell when he's confident based upon his timing. We'd seen his timing be a little questionable in recent games. Check out the timing on this play. Florida's going to clear everything out here to the bottom half of your screen and then set up this over route right here with Boardingham where he's going to easily win. This is cooked. We're in good shape. There is a free safety here. And again, one reason why I think Florida would be so well served to run other vertical routes that occupy a safety is you don't allow a quality safety to clamp on top of this. You have an option to go this way as well. Florida rarely ever does that. It's just not how Billy plays football. But Boardingham here with a win, a significant win. Mertz sees it right away. He's got to fit in. He knows the safety's there. Throw it on time and deliver it. Now, this ball, unfortunately, is a little high. It's a very tough pass, though. Little high. Catchable, yes. Catchable, yes, but a little high, right? Boardingham's full extension here trying to catch this ball. You'd love to see him come down for your quarterback here and complete that pass for a chunk play on 2nd and 4. Does not happen. But for Mertz there, I like the timing on that throw. Right time, just a little high. Florida can't connect, setting up a high leverage 3rd down. All right, 3rd down and 4. 6 of 7 drives have reached Tennessee territory. That seems good. We did fumble at the 1-yard line. That seems bad. Been to the red zone 4 times with no touchdowns. That seems very bad. Not great. Not a lot of production. Yet we're still winning 3-0 and we're on the move. Could be a lot more, but we got to play the game we have right now, right? So here we go. 3rd and 4, high leverage play. Hasn't been great for Florida in high leverage plays. We've been keeping track. Here's another one. Let's see what happens here. Does Tennessee read our mail again? A little bit of initial confusion in here. They're going to work it out and get it right. And then they're going to, of course, get it very right. Watch Tennessee again play Florida's tendencies here. Mertz's first look. He's going to open up right here. He wants to read this way. And now watch what Florida is going for. Here comes the slant. Here comes the clear out. And look at how Tennessee defends this play. Hands on right here to disrupt the window for this. Hands on right there, disrupt the window. Now we're going to come underneath, and we are flying into the slant window. Here we come. Flying the slant window. Mertz says, oop, that is not going to be there. And now we're going to pass this off here after rerouting, and we're going to come right down here. That's perfect defense on the bottom side of your screen. What else are we doing? Take a look at Badger coming underneath. We're walling off the inside here. Reading the mail. You play quarterback. Whether you're Lagway or you're Mertz, this is playing football on hard mode. 3rd down and 4, they are reading your mail. They are shutting down everything that you want most of the time. High leverage play is not going to work. But as we've seen in other high leverage plays, the quarterbacks can take it upon themselves to make a move, which they're going to do here. Mertz is going to run for this, make a move right there. He says, I'm not going to settle just for the 1st down. I want more. He's off to the races. And then right here is where I believe Mertz actually hurts his ACL, right here. Now, why do I think this? I was in the stadium. After this play, he was walking beyond gingerly on that left knee. He was holding it, and you're going to see as we progress through this what happens, but he's holding it. I think right here is where he did it. Right there is where he actually tears his ACL, right? I think he's got adrenaline flowing right here, and he's going to pop up. You're going to see him pop up. He's going to look totally fine. I know you're thinking, that's crazy, James. Look how fine he looks, and he does look fine. I totally agree. You're now not going to see him. He's going to spend the entire play clock limping, holding his knee. He can barely walk. That's what's going to happen. First, a replay before we get to that, right? We're covered. We're locked up here. I mean, Tennessee is locking up They're reading our mail. This is reading the mail, right? Reading your text messages, whatever you want to say now, if you don't like the old phrase. But that junk is dead. We know it's dead. Take off, get out of here. Does a great job. Get a little more with a move right there. Set Florida up right. Do what you do. And I think tear your ACL right there. And you're not going to see it. The next thing you see on TV is what you see right here. On TV, you're going to switch to this shot. And he looks fine. I agree. I know what you're thinking. No way he looks fine. But I'm telling you right now, he spent the previous 18, 20 seconds limping around on the left leg. It's first down and 10. What do we get here? Just a little handoff, right? No big deal. A little handoff here. And again, you're going to think he's fine. He moves over there. He's fine. I agree. Previous play, though, that's the one. We'll have to ask him. Somebody ask him and give me confirmation at the end of the day. He may not even know for sure, but that's going to be the one. Because on this next play, which is the big play, right? It's going to be second down and 10. We're going to see Mertz go out a champion here as his career is going to end at Florida. A guy who gave everything to Florida, was an exemplary teammate, just a great person, great representative of the brand. And I think, really did everything Billy wanted him to do. Of course, he has his limitations like any quarterback. He can still get better if he wants to, look at film and say, how could I have been a better college quarterback? Do I want to try to make it in the NFL? What are some things I can work on? There's things to work on. There's always things to work on. But the guy's been a great representative of the Gators. Florida here with a nice look. I'm going to like this look. We're going to send it vertical here. Going to send it vertical here. And we're also going to send it vertical here. It's kind of be like a 3 vertical route. We're going to get a dig here. But the early stem is going to read vertical. And that's going to allow this play, I think, to be extra dangerous. Again, Florida's not doing a lot of this stuff, but we're going to do it here with Mertz. And Mertz is going to drop a dime and trust his read. It's a great pre-snap look, right? Pre-snap, if you're Mertz, is everything you want. They're playing 3 over 2 here. They're playing man up here with no help off the edge. You've got 2 tight ends there versus defenders that aren't going to be their best corners. We're going to motion Trey in to try to hold these guys underneath for just a second to allow us to release here, get our dig in the way of this, which we do, and then send this out to the outside, see if we can't get a win. And then we're going to get an immediate win right there. Mertz sees it. Great anticipation. Right, as soon as you see him coming downhill, look at the angle. He comes downhill right here. This is your defender you're worried about. He's going to come downhill on Trey. He can't make a play, and now you're going to trust Boardingham to win this battle right there. And in fact, he is going to. He's out of there. He's wide open. There's confusion by Tennessee. He can't recover, but you got to get it out early, and he does. Ball's out early. Look at the footwork right here from Mertz. Open up. Get on the right foot, right here, right foot, set and drive. Mertz, again, not going to set and drive, something we've talked about with him versus Lagway. He's a little more sloppy, especially in this pre-stem. He does throw the ball on time, though. Ball's on time, ball's into space, easy touchdown for Boardingham. And Florida finally finds that checkerboard end zone in Knoxville and goes up 10-0 in the middle of the third quarter. The only problem here is going to be Mertz's last play as a Gator, and it's a great one, putting his team up 10-0 on the road against a rival Tennessee. Boardingham, of course, the boys don't know yet what's going on with Mertz. Now we get a shot of Mertz. Here he is, and you're thinking, man, why is he limping? Did he take a hit? What happened? Limping on that left leg. Again, like I told you before, 2 plays ago, he was limping very much the same way. And now, for whatever reason, it finally goes on him. He's going to march over to the sideline, and I'm going to show you, of course, something all of you have already seen, but just for completion, slams the helmet, holds the left knee. There it is, left knee, just like we saw the one that got buckled underneath him, left knee. And then here's what actually happens, which is nothing. Nothing happens. Not touched by the Tennessee guy, bouncing along easily. Nothing here, right? I mean, this is a nothing burger. And then he's going to nothing here, a little land. And then there, there's a little whoop. That's a little uncomfortable, right? Now, did he tear it right here? Could have gone all the way, but again, for 2 snaps before this, he was limping out all over the place very gingerly, and I think this might have just finished it off for him. That's brutal, no matter what the actual scenario is, just brutal, as he had a great run that knocked him out last year, running the football. I think he had another one here, a plus value run. I think that's what knocked him out, giving his all for his team, and obviously I want to say thank you to Mertz for providing his time, his efforts, and his representative or being a representative of the Gators. I think he fully became a big Gator, was totally bought in, gave his all for Billy Napier and the boys, presided over one of the worst periods here in Florida history. But as an individual player, all you can ask for from Mertz is what he gave you. You'd love to have a team full of guys that are going to give you everything they have. They're not going to complain. They're going to be great media guys and good teammates. And so hats off to you, Graham, for handling yourself with really just a first-class citizenry here at Florida during your time. Absolutely always a Gator now, and certainly wish you the best. It's a brutal way to end. We hate to see that last year, hate to see it this year. There is some poetic justice, of course, that he goes out on top of the touchdown, but not the way you want it to end for Mertz. Not the way you want it to end for Mertz. And obviously wish him well and a speedy recovery. It's Lagway's show now, a different kind of pressure, knowing that you've got to be the guy here, right? It's a different kind of drive for you on the road. You're still up 3. The crowd here is as loud as I've heard Neyland in my 5 times being there. It's absolutely ruckus in there. 4 on the play clock. Florida's going to run a perfectly fine concept. In fact, I actually like this concept a lot because we're going to run off something we don't see Florida do a lot. I was going to run a corner off. Run the corner off. We're going to move the safety with an inside stem, try and hit this corner. Then we're going to bring in a low player right here. So we have a high-low read across the board. I mean, I wish Florida would do more of this. This should be an easy read for DJ. He reads high to low, should be simple, and he just misses this. I mean, he is a freshman. He's going to miss this. This is his worst throw, I think, as a Gator because this is not hard for him, right? He opens up right away. It's perfect. Open up. You see you've already got a bailing 3. You see your safety here. Your only read is this. Now, you see the push-off. You see the reroute. But all he has to do is look at this defender. That's the only one that matters for this corner route. Does he drop? His head is not even turned. He's not looking this way, right? You already know he's sinking for your corner route. DJ, this is easy money. Right away, you can ride that out with your eyes to make sure he goes far enough to then make this play as big as possible. To lay up on 1st and 10, to give a really nice gain here, significant gain. And for Lagway, I think he's going to make this play the next time he sees this. In fact, I know he will. He's too good of a quarterback not to do this. But he's locked in for some reason here, and he's staring instead at the cover 3 dropper. He makes no ID here of the underneath defender whatsoever. There's no ID there. He's locking in. Again, his timing is off. Look at the little footwork here, little pump. Okay, a little release. Not as confident, not as trustworthy. That's also why you see this throw, which, of course, no recognition, right? No recognition he's there. It's a great pick. He's up. He's high. He's in there. Now, you could argue he's trying to throw it over him. Can't know that for sure. Should always say in every film review, I don't know exactly what's happening for sure, what the scenario is in DJ's own mind. But this has got to be it right here to Jackson, right? Easy high-low read, 1st and 10. Take it to Jackson. Jackson's picking up a 1st down, if not more. Florida misses an opportunity there, actually, for a chunk yardage play, and instead gives Tennessee an opportunity as DJ stares his receiver down and throws a poor pass, making a poor decision, not making a good read. But again, this is something we haven't seen DJ do a whole bunch of. On the road, big moment so far. Going to fail that one, and Tennessee now with the momentum meter literally full max here in Knoxville. All 22 look here, 1st and 10 for DJ Lagway after, of course, as we mentioned, Mertz out of the game. Different kind of pressure here now for him. And like we saw on the previous play, we can now see fully what Florida's trying to accomplish. Going to run off the cover 3 dropper. Going to work on the safety by trying to create leverage to get to the outside. Then we're going to send a flat route here. A nice high-low concept, levels concept here. Love this kind of play call. I love putting someone in conflict. We're going to put all 3 of these defenders potentially in conflict, but especially the corner and then your apex defender right here. Both in conflict. Should be an easy read for the quarterback. All Lagway wants to do right here is open this up. On the snap, we want to take a snap, open right here. There's your handoff and read immediately, which he does. Lagway's initial stems are great. He's got his eyes on what's happening in this picture window. Let's keep reading this out. Keep reading this out. He's IDing at this point in time right now that we have a bailing cover 3 dropper. That looks good. He sees the leverage that he wants right here, and he feels like, great, he's going to create the space that he needs, but he's not going to ID this dropper here. And if he does ID him, as we talked about, right, he needs to now hold this a little longer to pull him back as far as possible and stick this ball down here for a nice gain, right? That's not going to happen, as we saw. Not going to happen. He locks on. Does he see him or not see him? Your guess is as good as mine. If he's not there, it's a great ball, right? That's the positive side, I suppose. If he's not there, that's a really nice ball, and we've cooked this guy. But he is there. It's a bad read. You got to take the low. Conflict defender, read him. If he drops back, hit it low. If he comes low, hit it high, right? Really simple. Lagway knows that. I don't think we'll see him make this same mistake soon again. He's too good of a quarterback. His opening fundamentals are too good, and he's generally doing the right thing, reading high to low. Makes a mistake here, and it's a big, big, big mistake one that he certainly wants to have back, but one that he can obviously learn from. Sitting in the stadium, this is a play that I was maybe the most eager for in the entire game. You've got a young quarterback now that's got to be the guy. 10-10, your defense gets a huge stop. Again, the Vols can feel it now, right? You got the freshman in here. Let's make the crowd noise as loud as possible. He's got to be nervous after that pick. Perhaps he's tight. And all he's going to do is stick an absolute dime in here on this slant route to Trey. Just an absolute cold DJ dime. Check out this ball on 1st down and 10. There's your play fake. He knows right now he's going to take a hit, right? He's going to get a hit. We're probably not going to cover that. He's got to get on his right foot quickly and deliver this ball into space, right? Got to get this ball into space. Look at that right there. Quick game on the right foot as he's getting tackled. Anticipate the throw. And I mean, this is an absolute dime. Look at him. Look at the anticipation right here. It's a freshman. This is a freshman. Again, has he broken yet? Watch when the ball's thrown. He just now is turning his head. He's just now planting to separate. He's getting hit. That timing is A++. The stuff we keep seeing with Lagway that leads me to believe his ceiling is not only very high, but he's got a lot of fundamentals already that can help take him there, right? This is anything but a guy who's totally raw when it comes to fundamentals, especially in the early stem of these dropbacks. And I mean, what a great ball. Right, there's Trey, finally with some space, finally room to roam, finally catching a ball that's not 1 or 2 yards in the line of scrimmage. And DJ Lagway comes right back on the very next pass and drops a dime. All right, 1st and 10, another segment here of where to throw the football. If you are Lagway, same thing. We're going to roll out right. We've been just feeding this well. It worked earlier. We're just feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. Nope, nope, nope. And nope, right? There's just nowhere to go here. Nowhere to go. Where are you going with this? The only throw you have is this throw. This is it. And that's a heck of a throw to make, rolling right in that window, which he goes for with a defender that can jump it. You see he's baiting him into it right here. Not a good throw that you want to be making at all. You'll see Mertz obviously often not make this throw, but DJ almost fits it in. And again, I look at this and I like this. Right? I hate this as a play call. I hate this as a scenario where you're making it so hard on your freshman quarterback to get open guys. But I like that he, despite throwing a pick earlier, feels completely confident putting this ball into this window. He misses it, but I like that. That is what you need out of your quarterback. It's a risk-reward position, and you need him to have confidence to be hitting balls like this. I like this. 3rd and 10, I'm not going to like this from DJ. Again, where to go with the ball. Slant route, they're going to rob that. That's not going to be there. He's going to come back around to a hitch over here late. He's going to fit this in. It's not the kind of ball you want to be fitting in, right? This is going to go for 6, especially at the next level, or even on this particular play here, it could have gone for 6, or at least a pick where it's 10-10. Opens up quickly, gets on the right foot. I like this about him. Again, he's a freshman. Immediately, nope, that's not there. I don't have a win. Also, they're already sliding over. All right, great. Let me get to my next read. Snap my head around here. Does that look like that's there? No, that is not there. Also not there. Let me get to I'm pumping here, right? Uh-oh, I feel the pressure. I'm a freshman. Tennessee's coming. You'd rather see him go here, stay on platform, now come here. Gets a little bit happy feet here. We're going to move to our 3rd read as a true freshman. That's tough. He now is going to see it, but again, his footwork, his technique is broken down. Clean on 1, clean on 2, right? So if you're DJ and you're watching this, of course, he's not. But you would say, look, hey, let's go 3 the same way. Let's go 1, 2, 3, stay on platform, rip it, right? And if he's on platform, he's calmly going to read this, and now he's got a 2-on-1 here. But once he speeds up, you can see the game is now sped up for him. Again, he's a freshman on the road. It's expected. It's going to slow down one day where he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to be able to hit this on platform. But now he's opened up. He also is now going to get pressure. And again, if you're Florida's quarterback, as we know all year long, pressure's coming. It's part of the reason why you're not standing in there on platform. He's going to make a DJ Lagway throw, jumping, fading away into a death spot where you have 3 players converging, and he still puts enough on this football. Still puts enough on this football to get there. Trey makes the catch, setting up a crucial 4th down, right? That's pretty fantastic. That right there, pretty fantastic stuff from Lagway. Don't love the throw, but the fact that you can actually get that ball there in that scenario, pretty remarkable. All right, 10-10 Florida now, obviously in a super high leverage play on 4th down and 3. What is Billy going to cook up on this one? And right away, we're going to move Mizell, a guy who I wish would get more play, especially on vertical routes. Let's use him on some double moves, please. Going to move him over here. All right, we're going to move him over here. Now, if you're Tennessee, what do you think is likely for Florida to want to do? Probably run a slant. Also, who is this? This is McCoy, number 3, the best defender on the field. A guy that Florida has had absolutely no luck getting open on or succeeding with. Probably don't want to go there. But there's no doubt once you see Mizell move, this is the primary that Florida wants to hit. And they've got everything they want here. This is cleared out. Now we are going to get a blown coverage here. Boardingham is going to be wide open. But when you see pressure coming, right here's the snap, right? Lagway is going to see the pressure coming immediately here. And he's going to think, I have the slant window. I need to count on a win from my receiver, and I have to hit this slant. I don't have time to see how this shapes up and then come back over here. If I see or believe that I get an inside release at all here, I want to plant my right foot and hit this slant. That's exactly what you'd be coached to do. It makes sense. You got to trust your receiver to win this one-on-one battle. The only problem is Florida should never be going at this guy when there are so many other guys to go after, like, for example, Exhibit A right here. How about this? You want to keep this easier? Look at your motion man with Mizell, who's literally chilling. We open up over there, easy throw, right? Why? Because Mizell's not being covered by the best player on Tennessee's defense. That's not bad. We're going to go here because we're going to play on hard mode, and we're going to try to have Trey win against the best corner that Tennessee has. Hands on right away. Just like you want, quick reroute, stay on top of the route, keep control of it. This is not open. Trey's not one. He has no real body target to give him. Does he PI there? Maybe, but that throw's behind him. It's not a good throw. It's not DJ's best ball. And of course, Boardingham is standing here wide open, right? DJ himself is still in the pocket. He does have time. And in fact, because he had time, but it's 4th and 3. You know what you don't want to see? You don't want to see him not throw this and not make this throw, right? But he does have time. Florida's O-line holds up here. And they could have gotten this ball to Boardingham. But on 4th and 3, when you get your whole slant window open, you are largely going to count on your receiver to win that battle. And if you're running Billy Napier's offense, you definitely are, because Napier loves these one-on-one battles. It's kind of what it's all about. One-on-one slant route. We're going to see a one-on-one go route in a second. There's not going to be a rub route, not going to be any help, not going to go for something easier. You're going to play on max difficulty, counting a guy in Trey, who's back from meniscus, who's not particularly been the guy you've been sticking these slant routes on. Post-injury. It hasn't particularly had separation on McCoy. Nobody has. You think you'd go somewhere else. Not what happens. Another high leverage play fail for the Gators. Let's take a look at a different angle. All right, here is the look of this battle. Obviously, 2 really solid athletes going at it. Again, Lagway's got to put this ball in front of him. He doesn't. You can see right here it's behind him. You get a better angle. On the next one, McCoy in great position finishes this play. And right here, right, you want to have some more separation and a window. Now, Lagway's got to put this ball in front. Is he being held there? Looks like it to me. I think he's being held. Is he there early? Looks like it to me. If this ball's a better ball, and you can see how far behind him it's thrown, it's right here. If he puts it out here, I think you get this call. I think you get that call, right? You're not going to get a call when the ball's thrown that far away. So Lagway with a huge miss here. But again, that is hard, right? Can Florida make this easier? In the 3 years we've seen Napier calling plays, being the quarterback coach, and being the head coach, that just has not been the case. Props to this kid who lived all over the board in this game. He was on the video board for so long, pulling out a plethora of dance moves. I have no idea where this guy's learning all of his moves, but he pulled out at least 20 different ones, and he was on the board for most of the second half. Kind of like a rally cry for the Vols there, so good for him having his moment. Lagway trying now to have his moment, but Florida's going to have what I'm going to call an unserious possession here. It's 10-10 still. There's 12 minutes left. Lagway frequently starts buried in his own side, and we're just going to basically cave this in. Look at how Tennessee is playing this now. We saw earlier how they're playing. They're feeling confident now. It's Billy Napier. It's the 4th quarter. We are now going to start amping up the guys in the box, right? Which this should be good for Lagway. Again, Lagway's proven he's got the moxie here. Nope, not there. Going to go ahead and run that straight into the line. Let's roll to 2nd down. All right, same thing. We're going to move in the phone booth again. And what do we have from Tennessee? You tell me. Right, we're ready. Bunch of guys in the box on 2nd and 11. Certainly not the right time to run this one if you're Billy, right? You need to probably find something, more aggressive here. Nope. running right into 2 unblocked guys, setting up third down. Look, you're on your own, inside the shadow of your own goalpost here. You can't just punt this ball. You're going to give them points. You have to do something to attempt to get out of this, and you've now wasted one of your best downs to do it. Third down, obvious passing down. Obviously, noise is very loud here for Lagway. Backed up significantly. What can Florida come up with now? Oh, of course you knew. A delay of game. Don't get enough time. Lagway can't hear. We're not signaling the plays quietly. Now it's a delay of game, making things even worse. Here's Billy with the play sheet. Once again, Lagway looking to the helmet. Can we make this happen, coach? I want to get a first down. 3rd and 13. This is going to be the beginning of a bunch of plays where Florida's constantly in 3rd and long, except for the next one we're going to show you. All the rest will be. Florida now in a set I like. I wish Florida would just run this with Lagway most of the time. Give me a spread set. Let the man cook. Let's get out of the stuff. Let's play to his strengths, right? Let's do that against Kentucky, please. I'm not hopeful. Lagway is good at this, though. Reads it out. Here's your slant route, right? Has it for a second, but a defender can slide there. Doesn't love it. Is going to try to escape. Again, notice how they're playing these in-breaking routes. You'd rather have him have an option route here or something different to keep himself safe. He does escape. He's about to make a Lagway play again, except we get a tip right here. He's about to make another quality play here, which is going to be a first down. Look at Trey. Trey wins on the ad-lib route. And unfortunately, that ball gets batted down. So Florida goes a quick 3-and-out inside the shadow of their own goalpost. That's going to lead to a Tennessee touchdown after a very short punt and a good return. And what I'm going to call a very unserious possession based upon what Florida ran on 1st and 2nd down with numbers into the box. Here's a good twist, of course, from Tennessee. Sitting on the slant routes, of course, as they are. Florida with nothing, now in trouble, about to be down 7. All right, 3rd and 3. Look, it's 3rd and short. You're down 7. You got 8 minutes left. You got something brewing here. Got a lot of options for what you may want to do. A lot of things you can do. Let's see what Florida elects to do. We're going to motion Jackson back into the backfield. We got a bunch set here. Bunch set top of the screen. We're 3-on-3 here, single high. Right, we can take our choice. Look, it's 3rd down and 3. You should be able to come up with a bunch of different bunch concepts here that lead you to get 3 yards. More easily than you can go up against, you guessed it, number 3 McCoy. For the 5 millionth time, the best coverage guy on Tennessee's defense, and it's not even particularly close. So, what does Florida elect to do? The safety is even going to shade over here, which tells you, hey man, we're good with this. We're going to help out over here. And Florida's like, no problem. We're going to fall right into your trap. We think we got something here. And we're going to run the most Billy Napier thing of Billy Napier things because this is what he does. Motion man in to get an extra block here. Make sure we try to keep everyone off of us. And we're just going to run a no option, one route, go route on 3rd down and 3 against the best corner playing press man. He's not just going to give you the go route. Great release by him. As we talk about Florida's defense here, we talk about Marshall and others stay on top of the route. You can see he's on top of this route with Badger. And now Lagway is going to want this ball back. It's not a good ball. And Badger does a nice job here, by the way, of creating separation. This is a chance for Lagway to make a back shoulder throw and complete this. This can be done. But again, we're living life on hard mode here, right? This is college football. We probably don't have to rely on making passes like this with a freshman in college. We can probably give him something easier on 3rd down and 3 than that. But no, that's what we come up with. A one route play against the best defender on Tennessee. And look at his reaction. It's appropriate. He's like, are you serious? I mean, are you guys, what's what he's saying? Are you a serious football team? Do you not know that I'm the best defender on this team? And you are trying me time and time again, and you are getting absolutely nothing. I'm cooking you. Are you serious? It's the question I'm asking every time I do these film reviews. Are we serious? Is Billy serious? He seems to be. Still has his job. Don't know how. Doing stuff like this over and over again. You tell me if this is open. Sure, there's a window there, right? You could have a back shoulder throw. You could have something there. That's perfection. You're asking for perfection on 3rd down and 3 from a freshman in college on the road when you can run 50 other things. Just doesn't make any sense. After a comedy of errors here, we're on 3rd and 12. So Florida's offense struggling late in the game. Yet another chance to do something. We're going to empty it out. Like empty. Empty for Lagway, solid. I like spread. I like, let's let's run a 5 wide receiver set. Let's get crazy and get all of Florida's fastest guys out here and see what happens sometimes, right? Let's let Lagway cook back there. And Tennessee is going to run a nice concept here. Florida, we know, especially in these situations, loves the 2-downers. Billy loves to run the quarterback run. Every team knows it. And they bait him right on into this one. I mean, this is just, again, reading the mail right here. We're going to move him out here. But really, we're going to read the mail because we're sending this in here. This is on purpose. It's a nice call by them. Lagway is going to open up. We got, of course, hitches for days. It's 3rd and 12. Here we go. Hitch and hitch, hitch. Hitch over here and hitch over here, right? Of course, all hitches, surprise, surprise. We're all surprised. Lagway thinks I've got room right away. I've got a gap. I see it. I want to take it. I want to get the 4th down, except we've stunted right into it. So Tennessee, again, reading the mail, and we are blown up for a sack on 3rd and 12. It's punt time with 5 minutes left. Thankfully, Florida does have all 3 timeouts. But Tennessee right here, again, just let this play. As you can use the illustration here from ESPN. Nice play call right here. They know we like to do this. We've seen it on film every single week with Lagway. They see it right there. They bait him into it and get the stop on a crucial down. Could be over if Tennessee's offense gets some first downs. Thankfully, they will not, and Florida will get another bite at the apple. Punt time here for Tennessee. Florida made a nice adjustment on the previous punt, sending pressure into the window of Tennessee's rugby kicker, which forces him to get the ball off just a little faster. You're going to see it right here. Lower kick, it's returnable, and DK does what DK did previously, and that makes the magic happen. Probably a block in the back right there that's missed, but we're going to take it. DK rolls out and gets all the way down to the 32-yard line. Florida is in business here with a chance to tie this game. After another comedy of errors with both play calling, run, false start, screen issues, we're at 3rd and 18. Here we go. 3rd and 18, everything on the line. Freshman quarterback on the road, on the 27-yard line. What can Florida possibly come up with here? You've all seen it by now. Let's take a look before we look at the other angle. Sets up, quickly gets into his drop, and is going to read what's happening with the safeties because he knows that he has with DK. He has a corner post, right? That's the route he wants to hit if possible. That's what he's looking for on 3rd and 18. It's the one he most desires. He's reading right now that window. Doesn't love it right there. Pulls up, keeps his eyes downfield. And again, on 3rd and 18, it's certainly reasonable for him to run right here and make it 4th and short. But he keeps his eyes downfield, something I love, and then sticks a cold dime, a frozen rope, right in there to DK for a tutty. Absolutely absurd. Hangs in there. Tons of bad drives, tons of 3rd and longs, questionable play calls, execution issues. Tennessee fans everywhere thinking there's no way this is happening, right? 17-16, here we go. And look at the posture of Lagway. He's not running around like crazy, right? He's dialed in. He's looking at Tennessee's sideline, and he's dialed in. He wants to win this game. The guy's got a winner mentality. We're going to see if that can keep being developed. We're going to know a lot more about him now as it's his team for the rest of the season. But in this particular game, he's showing you the moxie that you want to see. That's what you want to see from your quarterback, right? Complete confidence in the biggest moment. Here is the all-22 look of this dime from DJ Dimes. Not my drawing there, but the same thing we saw earlier. And then here you go. So he wants to read this. He needs to make sure he's not going to come rob this, and he wants to make sure DK moves him over. Create space for that throw right there. And as he hits on the right foot, he should hang in here. So per perfect grade, he doesn't need to run. He has a great pocket. He just needs to climb. Climb in a little bit more, settle in, and give this route time. It's looking promising. You have him coming down, and you have him rotating very late over. He is going to read his eyes, though. So if DJ looks for too long, this window is going to close, right? You can't stare at that route forever. Ideally, when we saw Kyle Trask make these kind of plays, if he knew he wanted this route, or we're grading an NFL quarterback, it's a long developing route. You actually want to hold this guy first. So you'd rather snap your head over here first because you know he has to run with your corner, get him out of the way, and then clear to this route right as he's apexing this corner break, right? And then hit to the post. That's ideal. That's a home run. That's what you're looking for. DJ's early. Understandable. He's anxious. He's early. He knows, whoa, I'm way fast on that. I've blown the timing out. That's not going to work. Not a good job there from Lagway. Now he's going to climb. I got to buy time. I got to do something. I got to get some yards. I got a lot of space here in front of me. I need to make something happen. And because he does that, he actually winds up now holding this backside safety that's reading, and it's his job to read the release over here of this route. But he now says, wait, I got to come up here and run fit. He's running. So this actually wildly works out for Lagway as he now climbs the pocket here on a run, and this defender is now taken out of the equation, and he now has DK wide open. Because he's keeping his eyes downfield, again, for a freshman, it's great stuff, right? He messes up the first half of this play, but he doesn't just look to run here. He looks to pass. He's a thrower. He's a passer. He's what you want, in my opinion. Both able to run, but throwing first. That's how you win. You want to be a thrower, and that is what he's going to do right here. He creates that window. It's now there. There's the ball. There's the touchdown. Florida's in the books. A sensational touchdown from a true freshman on the road in Tennessee, and a chance to potentially win the game with 29 seconds left if Florida elects to go for two. 29 seconds left. Florida here electing to go for two. They're going to pull out what looks to be a trick play. However, Billy Napier being Billy Napier, we have 3 seconds on the play clock here. And this play, if it is going to get off, is barely going to get off. Right? It's barely going to get off. Now, Florida could have gotten this off, but they don't look ready to get this off. And this is a timeout from Tennessee. Timeout Tennessee here. They have no idea what Florida's doing. Florida comes out with a trick play. You should have more than one of these. Now you can go with your second one next time and see what happens. Right? Tennessee can't call back-to-back timeouts. However, in this case, Florida's going to elect to go for one. Now, look, expected value of this move is largely a push, whether you go for two or one. It's almost exactly equal, actually, in college football. So you can make your choice there. I, for one, would have definitely gone for two. I think you got a quarterback here who's been surviving third and longs on almost every possible drive Florida's had. The play calling has not been great. You should have 2 or 3 plays that are 2-point conversions that nobody's ever seen. And you've got to be at least 50% to run a play no one's ever seen versus Tennessee's reading your mail on all the other plays, right? So I would have taken my chances there. I wouldn't want to play it overtime in that scenario. But again, the expected value mathematically is pretty equal. You take your pick based upon your team. My preference would be to go for that there as the underdog on the road, given the way the game was going. Florida elects not to, so we head to overtime. In overtime, you can elect what hash you want the ball on. Florida's going to elect to put it on the right hash, and they're going to potentially outthink themselves because who is this? That's right, that's number 3 McCoy. Getting sick of saying his name. He's a really good player, and Florida chose to attack him every single time. Whereas Tennessee barely attacked Jason Marshall. Their offense also struggled mightily because they don't trust their quarterback. Go ahead and watch the review on Florida's defense for that one. But regardless, here we are, 1st and 10, ball in overtime on the quiet side of the stadium, which is a bonus. What does Florida elect to run? What does Billy cook up here? We're going to move Trey, right? The consummate decoy, most of his routes, motion over here, pull somebody away. Looks like we're in man, or at least they're manning Trey. Can't really be sure because we're in a bunch set, so they're probably going to adjust this. And then Florida is going to run a little fake, right? A little fake screen here. This is a great play design in general. The concept of running these sort of fake, could be a rollout run here, look like you block and then release for a touchdown. Well seen. Well executed in both college and the NFL. A very viable play. However, Florida's design here and the execution of this leaves it a little wanting for several reasons. One, you are running this against the best player on Tennessee's defense, right? Here we go again. He's very smart, high play recognition. You are not running anyone else at him. No one else is coming to occupy him. So what is he going to do? He's going to flow originally and leave this inside breaking route to the safety, which, by the way, if you give him an option route here, which Florida doesn't run option routes, but if you have DK in an option route, all he has to do is just flatten this right here and sit here. Whammo. We don't run option routes. Another topic for another day. At least not that I've seen. We're going to run the route. Here we go. Now immediately, look how good this is done here. Look how well this is done here by McCoy. He looks like he's leaving the inside stem, but right when DK breaks it back, he knows, oh, no. They're trying to do this over me. I need to shrink this window to help my safety. Lagway with tons of time. Throws the ball on time. He's got to put it right over his head. McCoy can't defend in that scenario. That ball's not quite there. right? Not quite there, but this is not the look you want. 1st and 10 in overtime, you go to the short side of the field, you literally pre-snap, know you're attacking the best defender on the field. When that same look, when you motioned off Trey, you have everything you want. In that same look, when you motion off Trey, right? Everything you want, and you can run literally anything. You now have DK heads up on a safety, which are the matchups you're looking for, but you elect to pull him back here and go up against the best defender on Tennessee. You know what hadn't worked at all in this game for Florida? Screens. Ran a bunch of them, almost none of them worked, and a bunch of them took tackles for loss. So here we go on 2nd down and 10. You've run an aggressive vertical play. I like the idea there. Let's just run it not against their best player. And now let's get a false start, right? Because, it's Florida. We need a false start here. That makes sense. We don't want to just be in 2nd and 10. That is obviously too easy for us. Let's back it up. That's Slaughter. It's unfortunately, he's one of, he's our best offensive lineman. He makes a mistake there, but we're a team, and Florida as a team does this. Here we go again. 2nd and now 15. And again, back to the screen comment. Why not try another screen? And this is just a disaster. Florida had blown these before blocking. We're going to throw the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And here's the numbers that we have. Let this play out some. And we're not going to block the guy at the point of attack who can stop this play immediately because he reads it right away. Again, reading our mail, and he's going down. Even if he doesn't read it right away, we got another guy here, one coming here, one coming here, one coming here. What are you going to get? 4 or 5 yards there? At best, you're throwing the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If he gets 10 yards, it's 3rd and 10. That's an overtime play call on the road trying to get an SEC win when your job's on the line. That's the play call. You go back to something like that again, Tennessee reads your mail, and you lose more yards. Now you have 3rd and 20. You saw DJ deliver for you last time. You go empty, and you think, hey, can you do it for me again? No, let's motion a guy in here. I don't want to go empty just yet. Let's motion a guy in. Let's play a little safer here. A field goal is something that's useful, which is true in overtime. You don't just want to go for broke here. You are at a field goal range that Smack can make. You've got some magic before. Florida's going to elect to take, of course, the most conservative option, which is a run, not even a creative one, and just pick up really 6 yards. So on 3rd and 20, where Tennessee is probably even possibly content to give you 10, 12 yards here on different play designs, you take 5.5. And then we all know, of course, what happens next is that Smack is going to miss this field goal. Very unfortunate. He was 3 for 3 entering into the Arkansas game on game-winning attempts last year. Missed that one. Now it's his 5th one. He misses this one. Just pushes it a touch right. Clean strike. He's got a big leg, easy foot. Not going to work. And that's it. That's going to do it right there for the Gators. Brutal loss. Again, they were the better team in this game. Tennessee's going to get the ball and score to end it. They were the better team statistically in almost every single category. They didn't get the job done, though. The high leverage plays largely went to Tennessee. Florida whiffed on most of them. And unfortunately, most of the high leverage plays were not what we're going to call player dependent, but much rather were coaching dependent. The calls are not helping your team. You're not putting your players in the best chance to succeed. And that's not largely what's happening. Going up against the best corner time and time again for Tennessee is a very unserious way to coach football if you're trying to win when there are so many other options to go at. Not a wise way to try to get a win. So Florida takes another L, their 8th loss in their last 10 games. And Billy, now the worst coach, still the worst coach in modern history with regards to winning percentage. And if he wins only one more game for the rest of the season, he will be the 2nd worst coach winning percentage-wise in the history of Florida. Not trending in the right direction. As always, I hope you enjoyed this super lengthy review. It was a wild game, one of the wilder ones I've reviewed in the Napier era, due to all of the things that were going on in this game. I got a little bit carried away, and so we looked at a ton of plays, but there was so many interesting things going on. So I hope you enjoyed whatever piece or portion of this you watched. As always, despite where we are right now as a program, despite the frustrating loss we had there, the players fought valiantly. Frustrating loss for them here. They gave it their all. Couldn't get the win. Thoughts are with Mertz. Thoughts are with Montrell. They heal up. And I'll be back next week to break down Florida versus Kentucky. I'm James DiVirgilio, the host of the GNFP Film Review. Go Gators.